There's a video of you picking Alexis. Wrap this up.
Johnson.
Close.
Yeah,
Not quite Alexis
fine,
Raptis.
fine. Caleb, text me that shit. What I tell you about correcting me publicly like that?
Tried to whisper.
This is what's it called? The handstand worm workout.
Yep.
And that's you on the left, and that's her. Like, what is she doing down there? Like, she just got crumbled by the worm, or what's she doing down there?
Alexis had the flu during
shit.
our 5 or 4 days at the CrossFit Games. So she was like operating on empty by now. And the worm, this worm was exceptionally hard for the females in the teams, because their section of the worm typically 70 pounds. You're typically next to a taller man, where you like the males on the team typically take a little bit of load from the girls, just because it's the geometry. It's just we're taller.
Yeah, you're a giant compared to her.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6 foot almost.
Yeah, and she's shorter than me, I think.
Yeah, she's pretty short. She's little. Yeah. And so with this worm, however, they're like almost independently moving. They're only connected by that rope, but that rope is like the sandbag will slide forwards and backwards on the rope. So like you hold more of your own load on that worm, the earthworm. And not only that, but the sections were heavier. So typically it's like 90, 70, 90, 70. But on this one, it was 125, 100, 125, 100. So that jump from 90 to 125 for males isn't that crazy. So that worm didn't feel that bad to Logan and I, but the jump from 70 to 100 for females is a massive jump, especially considering that they're almost holding, they're really holding all of that weight because of the independence of the bags. So the worm was already more challenging for the females. Throw on top of that like a shoulder injury she sustained and the flu, and she was operating with very little gas in the tank.
And everyone on the team's taller than her. Even the chick on the team. What was her name? Shaylin. She's a giant. Yeah. Okay, so she's what you're not.
Out. She was straight up tapped out in at this point.
But you're not done.
No.
How much left is in the workout?
17 seconds. I didn't even know. I didn't know the time cap.
Okay. Action. Let's watch this. So sorry, one more thing. So why is that down? Did you guys just take a break? Did the leader of the team be
we had 7 thrusters left in the workout, and after 3 reps, I don't remember if someone had dropped it or if we're like, hey, we've got to put it down or what, but it looks like because of the way the worm is, like Logan's piece is next to Shaylin's, everything's kind of wonky. Someone probably dropped it off a shoulder and it like collapsed all of us.
Yeah, I saw that thing get put down improperly and throw Andrea Nisler to the ground, like just slam her to the ground. It was crazy.
The first time, so we didn't get to warm up on it. The first time we did a clean out there, I'm so used to like being in a certain position on the worm that whenever I clean my bag, my whole sandbag flipped off the back of my shoulder, and then it whipped everyone to the ground. Like, I mean, it's not very safe, but
holy shit, it's like fighting with a dragon's tail.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay. And so you don't know if this was a clean put down or if this was
it doesn't look like it was a clean put down. I mean,
just because the way everyone's scattered around like that.
Yeah, trying to straighten the shit back out.
Okay, here we go. And so you need to get the team back going again.
Yep.
And you reach over. Now, right at any point when you picked her up by her bra strap, were you like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this?
No.
No.
Not like Alexis. Alexis, like, had it been like another person,
you picked her up like a handbag, like at the airport. This one's mine.
No, Alexis and I are good enough friends that like it's okay for me to do that.
Have you ever picked anyone up like that before?
That's a first for sure.
So that was just straight improv.
Yeah.
And when did you know? Can we watch it a few times, Caleb? Does she say anything to you there? Like, thank you?
Nope.
Okay, so basically that move, it's like pulling on a dog's choke chain. It really doesn't help the dog, but it lets the dog know you're going this way, right? Like you're not really helping any weight, but you let her know. She feels that thing tighten around her chest, and she's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
time to stand."
Yeah. I could tell like early on in that event that she was
She was gonna need to be
struggling really
pulled up by
bad.
her
And like
bra a couple times.
I pulled her in. I pulled her in a few times before this early on. And it it was probably like one of the few times in the weekend where I had a lot of understanding for how much she was hurting. Um, and like it's like the last event, right? Like we're not making any moves to climb the leaderboard or anything. Um, and so like it was probably one of like the few times where I could tell. I knew the whole weekend she was putting out as much, wattage as she could. She was doing everything she could throughout the weekend to give us as much, as many points as possible. Like, I mean, she's not someone to like give up, and the team never stopped trying to make moves. Um, but it was the last event, and she was like on empty for sure. Like just the weekend had tapped her out. Not sleeping, colds, chills, like body aches. Um, and so I'd
Let's
already
just
pulled
say
her
she
in
had
once.
COVID. Let's say she had
Dude, she
COVID.
might have.
Yeah,
She
let's go
could
with
have.
that. So she had COVID and she was out there.
Yeah.
Let's go with
Um,
that.
and so I'd pulled her in once, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like, you've got to fucking get it together. Like, I know you're hurting. I know it. Like, I know this shit hurts. It's our last event, and you've got to compose yourself." Because in her eyes you could see like the fear and the frustration and like the worry building because of like how bad she was hurting. And I was like, dude, I love you. Like we've got to pull this shit together. Like we've got to keep moving. We're almost
God,
there.
she must love being on a team with you. That's cool.
It was a good year. Yeah.
Yeah, she must have loved that. What place did you guys end up taking?
11th.
Were you gonna go to the games again with that team?
I think Alexis is done, man. I think
Oh,
she's done.
but you would if she called you.
I'd consider it.
You needed that itch scratch. 2022, it started like you were like, what is this thing? I need to get this. Like you had the itch.
I think I've accepted at this point that it's in me. Like I can't not. I got to do something. You know.
So when did you know that was gonna be a highlight for the games? The old pick the girl up by the bra strap. Like